What's good? It's Coda. CPK Reviews, Cinematic Perspective with Coda, aka Shamar, and I'm back with another video. So today, my friends, I'm talking about Project Hail Mary. Now, I can't lie to you. This movie was great. I love Project Hail Mary, and I'm gonna tell you why. So basically, I didn't have high expectations for this movie anyways. I saw the trailers and I saw that it looked good. Like it looked interesting. I'm gonna say that. It looked interesting. Can I say that it looked good? I don't know, because the trailer didn't pique my interest, but I was like, I gotta see it. And then I saw someone say that it was dope. But having watched it, I gotta say, this movie was dope. This was a movie. Like, this was cinema. Like, the Michael Scorsese, absolute cinema. That's what that was. Project Hail Mary. I love it. And if it's a naysayer that says, oh, Project Hail Mary, is it being gassed? Is it overhyped? Whoever says that, like I always say, straight bull cap. No, I'm just playing. Everyone got their opinions, but this movie was great. I loved it. So basically, what is it about? There is some type of, I don't know, call it amoeba, call it a bacteria, parasite. It's some type of microscopic thing. It's some type of microscopic thing that's eating the sun. And after 30 years of that happening, 40% of Earth's population would die. And so the main character, whose name is Grace, the government sent him. He's a scientist, so the government sent him away to try to, in outer space, to try to figure out, how to fix the problem, how to get rid of that, microscopic organism that's destroying the sun. And that's pretty much the synopsis of the movie. Like I said, the cinematography was beautiful. Very beautiful. I didn't search up whether or not this movie was shot in film or digitally, but it looked like it was shot on film for sure. And the CGI looked great. Like, for these superhero movies coming out, I don't think there shouldn't be any excuses anyways, because I haven't seen much, and I've talked about this before, but I haven't seen much progress as far as like CGI and like things getting better. It seemed like things actually got worse, and I think it's because the special effects artists were being overworked, but that's a whole nother topic. But anyways, this movie, it looked beautiful. The score was great. I love the music. This was a great movie. If I had to rate it, I would give it, because stars are weird, because that's 5. I'm gonna do 1 out of 10. So I had to rate it 1 out of 10. I'll give this movie a 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why not. At this point right now, my first watch, 'cause I just watched it. It's like an out of the theater review. Like, I just watched it a couple hours ago in the theaters. So at this point right now, my first time watching it, I don't see why not. So I give it a 9. But yeah, that's basically my general thoughts on the movie. If you haven't seen the movie yet, beyond this point, I'm gonna get into some spoilers. So you have me more spoiler now. So one thing that I thought was really cool was like how the aspect ratio of the movie would change versus the aspect ratio of the movie would change versus the time period. So it's like the movie was split in present time and flashbacks. So the flashbacks were like in a regular widescreen, like the old widescreen where it has the bars. I'm not familiar with aspect ratio, so I can't tell you the exact numbers. But the flashback scenes were like the widescreen, and then like the present day scenes were more like the full screen. And but not that like old school like box TV like I think it's 4x4 or 4.4. Like I said, I'm not familiar with aspect ratios like that, but not that, but like an actual full screen, like the full theater screen. So yeah, I really liked that. I really liked how like initially it would phase into the transition into the flashback scenes. That was really dope. The flashback scenes really gives us the audience, perspective into what happened leading him onto the ship. Because most of the present day movie is him on a spaceship and him trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And long story short, okay, I can't get there yet. I gotta talk about the alien. So he meets an alien on a ship. He meets an alien ship, and it's the same situation, because Grace, the human, on his ship there were two other humans. They died like before the movie started. And then when he meets this alien, there's like 23 other aliens on that ship, but they all died. And so it was just him. So the two characters in this movie is just Grace and then the alien, which he was given the name Rocky. And so Rocky and Grace, I feel like the writers and the director, they really did in the acting, obviously the acting, Ryan Gosling, they did a really good job. I don't know who voiced the alien. I should have searched that up, but they did a really good job at creating a real natural relationship and like two intelligent species who've never met, who never encountered each other. Like two very intelligent beings, like persons, two intelligent persons of both intelligent species. So like both of them are like science. I think the alien was like a mechanic, and then obviously the human, Grace, Ryan Gosling, is a scientist. So they're both very like intelligent. I mean, like of course the two species are intelligent, but they're like the above average intelligence of their species meeting together. And I feel like they did a really good job of writing that relationship in a way that seems like it could play out that way in real life. And then I also think that they the way that they were able to figure out how to overcome the language barrier, I feel like that was clever, because basically initially they were like doing stuff with the hands and the motion and stuff, like what you expect. I think with Ryan Gosling, with his character Grace, what he figured out was that he had to create a human word, which is English, for every of the alien language word. And with his laptop, he used the recordings of the alien to basically translate the alien words into English words. And then he gave the alien like an AI voice that kind of like would speak for the alien. So it's like the way it worked in the movie, so that we could understand the alien more. I keep calling him the alien. His name was Rocky in the movie. So like Rocky, the way we could understand Rocky more was through the AI voice, which I think was dope. Once people overthink it, but like, well, how does that really work? But it's like, that was like one of the best ways I feel like they could have come up with a way to really like allow for it to be easy for us to to understand what he's saying. Even though we watch movies where, even like what you're thinking about, like Wall-E, you really can't understand what they're saying all the time, but you get it. And there are scenes like that in this movie with Rocky, but like for a large portion of the movie, because of that system that they created, the AI voice, we could hear what Rocky was saying through that. And I thought that was really dope. And I felt like the friendship that they built together, that bond of trying to figure out how they're going to save both of the planets. Both of the planets are in the same situation. Like how I said, like what Earth sun was being eaten by that microscopic organism. It's the same thing with Rocky, his planet. So they're both in the same situation, just trying to figure it out. And that really helped them have a really solid, that kind of like bond. Not necessarily a trauma bond. I mean, it's somewhat a trauma bond, but not just a trauma bond, but like a survival type bond thinking, So that part of the movie I really liked, and obviously suspenseful, because this type of movie you would expect to be suspense. It was very suspenseful for me. I initially I didn't even know that this was based on a book. I didn't read the book, but because I didn't read the book, I didn't know anything about it. So yeah, it was very suspenseful to me, and I didn't know how it was going to end. And the way it ended did kind of shock me. So, like I said, this is spoiler talk. So it's like the way it ended was basically that. So Ryan Gosling, his character Grace, was about to be on his way back to Earth, because he figured out they basically what they did was, like, on another planet, on some other random planet where their sun hadn't gotten destroyed yet. On another planet, they basically found another microscopic organism that acted as a predator to the astrophage, which is the Star Eater. So that was basically the solution of the movie, is them trying to, Ryan Gosling and Rocky trying to get that predator microscopic organism to their planets to save their stars, their suns. And so dang, I just lost my train of thought. But anyways, oh yeah, so the way the movie ended is that, like, they figured all that out. Ryan Gosling's about to go back to his planet, but his ship had a hole in it, and it had a hole in it because of a mineral, or like a metal that was destroying the part of the ship. And he realized that was what Rocky's whole ship was made out of. So anyways, he knew that Rocky was going to be in trouble. So he went back to save Rocky the alien. And so at the end of the movie, instead of him going back to Earth, I guess part of the ship just went back to Earth. They didn't explain how the video, because he was recording videos, obviously. They didn't explain how the videos and the predator organism made it to Earth. They didn't explain that, but I'm just assuming, or I missed it, but I'm just assuming that he just sent that part back to Earth, because he actually just ended up on Rocky's planet, which they named Adrian. He had an alien name for it, but the way the code system worked is that he would Ryan Gosling would give Rocky, so Grace would give Rocky the an English word or English name for something on Rocky's planet. So the name of the English word that they gave for Rocky's planet was Adrian. So at the end of the movie, Ryan Gosling actually ends up on Adrian, but somehow the videos and the predator organism, it ended up on planet Earth. But yeah, so But one criticism for the movie that I did have, that I didn't understand, and maybe I'm just not a science nerd, you know, maybe because I'm not. I'm more into the arts and more into music and stuff. Like I study music psychology. So when it comes to like biology, I'm not that good at it. But what I'm thinking is like the astrophage. The astrophage is a star eater. I'm thinking in my brain, like, wouldn't it just burn up before it gets even close to the sun? But hey, I don't know. For the sake of the story, it still was a good movie, so I really enjoyed it. But like I said, I'm not gonna draw this review out long. Like I said, other than that, I really enjoyed this movie. I really did. I've seen a lot of like decent movies in the theaters, but I haven't seen just like a movie. And that's like, cause saying something is cinema and something isn't cinema, that's not something that I really want to do, because that don't even feel right to me. But this movie is cinema in that sense. But that's my opinion, like, I'm saying, with the music, the cinematography, the storytelling, the relationship between the characters, like, this movie is a cinematic piece of art. And it's not the best thing ever. It's not the best thing in the world. But it's a movie I enjoy. Like I said, I didn't read the book, so I don't have that perspective. But if you are willing to comment, let me know below how you feel about the movie. And also, I would appreciate if you like the video. But this is this is Cinematic Perspectives with Coda, abbreviated CPK Reviews, and I will see you in the next video.